Morning team, morning. How you doing? Hopefully you had a good morning session or good overnight session. All right, as you can see, the chop continues. All right, we drifted lower yesterday afternoon. We caught that in Discord together. Hopefully some of you caught it off my X alerts, newsletter levels, and then guess what? We've come back inside again. No way. All right, big move on CPI. Back inside. So from a daily perspective, we actually have an inside bar here. That's all we're in right now. Don't get too, exaggerated by the move up. We're still inside this big node. There's no acceptance outside of this node. All right, you can see this node right here. We're in a big drive higher, but we're still just inside that range. This is still a very choppy position. You can see we're getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and earnings are just around the corner. Well, they've started already, but the ones we're going to look at are just around the corner. One thing I should say, after that video on Bookmap went live last night, they offered me a deal, which I took for slightly cheaper Global Plus. And guess what? I woke up this morning, they've cancelled my subscription altogether. So I now have no Bookmap, thanks to people over there. I don't know what they're doing, man. The world, I find it amazing. You offer me a deal, I take the deal, you cancel my subscription. So guess what? We're blind today. So I found a YouTube channel that's running it. I'll do my best. It's not going to show me guys walking up and down, but it's the best I can do. So I'm going to have to be a little bit careful today, folks, all right? Higher time frame or the hourly. Let's have a quick look at this. All right, you can see yesterday's value and the current week value. We're watching these levels here at 730s, right? It's very, very clear. This is current week's value area high. These are the old H1 shelves. Now, if we're willing to hold the bid at 730s, I'm willing to try and bid out. It's a very tough trade. Why is it a tough trade? Again, we're at the edge of that range on the daily, all right? If they can't hold 730s, all right, then I would expect a retest of previous day's value area high 650s. And again, I'll be looking for a bid out from that zone. All right, so 730s-ish to hold or 650s-ish to hold to look for a bid out. If we fail to hold, all right, down here at 650, you want to be careful of a trap, but otherwise, we're thinking about rotation again, aren't we, down in here? All right, I would imagine they will not want it to come back down into this high volume node they created yesterday and last night. All right, so we're looking for dips above that. Very simple. Above value, we're looking for dips to pay to move higher to try and take out CPI high. Maybe come and test this. Okay, naked POC. Is it naked? No, not really. We went through it Sunday. So, but in New York session, we're trying to get up there. What we're attempting to do, right into here. Keep it simple. Keep it stupid simple. All right. From a GEX point of view, we have gone to the cool wall. We're starting to get stuck there. You can see neutral zone is down here around this sort of 650 zone. All right. So again, can we hold this? If not, is there a second leg down? And then are we holding that back up? If we fail to hold this, we go into death chop. Don't really want to trade the death chop, but we need to be aware of it, don't we? All right, lower time frame. Into 5 minute. Let's have a look at the other indexes. All right, same story on ES. Getting stuck in the resistance points at those cool points. All right, coming back down to RBS, right? Think about it. Resistance, we're looking to see if that becomes support here into 570-ish for that drive out. If it's not, okay, and they get stuck, you need to be very careful about this drive down. Right, now that we've cleared out liquidity. All right, if they fail the highs and they're coming down here, you really need to be careful of that. Spiders, same kind of story. Drive out. If that's a bull trap, we would need, and they absolutely must hold this worst case scenario. Ideally, they hold this pivot. Otherwise, they've got to hold 49s, 50s to 49s. If they can't do that, this is very, very, very dangerous, right? If the momentum starts to pick up for this, you can't rule these out. It doesn't have to happen today, but if that's a big slingshot higher to be sold into, you need to be very careful of it. But until that point, we're looking for dips. Qs, same kind of thing, came right up to our R level, all right? So if you took that trade, fantastic. We're looking to see if it holds dips. If it doesn't, this is our kind of line in the sand, 16s to 15s, right? If it loses that, we can't rule out downside pressure. Again, doesn't have to be today. You know, we are backside. That could be a clear out. If they cannot hold this pivot, it gets very dangerous. VIX coming back down in. Again, expecting this slowly to drift down. Again, if they can't swipe back up to 20s, we're expecting in this month slowly drifting down. It's very normal in July. Dixie, all right, still at that pivot. It's come down for a retest. So we did find a bid on it the last few sessions or last week. Bid out, come back for retest. Remember, this is the daily pivot. This is our over under. All right, if Dixie starts losing this, you can set price alerts. If Dixie starts losing this, it's very good for the market to move higher at that point. All right, MAG. That's pretty disappointing, to be honest, opening that up and seeing that. That is god-awful. Okay, so they're not joining in this shove up. That's piss poor. All right, gapping down and under PDC. That ain't a good look. So maybe down into 66s here. So that's weak. IGV hammered on that news. So guess what's gone up? Yes, of course it has. Semiconductors are the ones doing the work. Again, that's put me off, if I'm honest. Just looking, those three have just put me off. So semis ripping, IGV getting nuked, and MAG drifting a little bit lower. That's not really what I'd want to see. Let's look at the individual names. Apple coming back down to earth. Very normal for Apple. Fail breakout. All right, every time it makes a new high, this is what seems to happen afterwards. Like if you go back historically, every single time Apple makes a new high, this is what seems to happen afterwards. So backside of the move now on Apple into this range. We'll see if they come right down here into 310s. Amazon gapping down as well, back into range. Can it hold the bid here to have another go? If the answer is no, we start falling. Google back into that pivot we talked about last week, and it's right there at that neutral zone. Let's have to give it a minute or two to shake out today, I think, by the looks of it so far. Meta. Same story here, gapping down, weak. Where's the structural base? Got a way to go for RBS. Yeah, it's got a way to go. Can still come back further in if it wants to on Meta. Still bullish overall, but drifting back down to retest. Microsoft got slapped on that. It did not like that. So early reads on earnings there. That's some nasty hit on that. Yeah, that doesn't look good. That really doesn't look good. Nvidia, stronger. All right, starting to drive higher. That's looking much better. So if Nvidia can reclaim up here after the two leg through the 10s, it's got room. Tesla just doing a dance in a range. There we go. 420 to 390. That's your range so far. Okay, 390 breaks, we wash. If it's a fail break and a hold, back up to 420 through 420. Maybe some continuation upside. Let's just come down here. I just want to have a look at Treasuries. 30-year coming in, but found a rebid. 10-year. On the daily there. Oof. Check the daily on the 30. Financials, see what they're doing off earnings. Not a lot. Healthcare gapping down. All right, market's actually quite weak here, surprisingly, after that big push. Well, we're starting to catch a bid on that level. We'll see here. Bid's starting to hold that 30, like we just said. 30s to hold, otherwise 660, 650 to hold. Lots of imbalances, as you would expect in this giant move up. Lots and lots and lots of imbalances. I just have to be patient here at the open. I'm going to have to wait and see what the mag and semis want to do at the open, because we are already like way. Can these not print in extended hours? 24 hours. Let's do that. There we go. The software trying to find a bid off lows. Blue is your semiconductors and mag kind of flat. So we'll just have to see here. We'll have to see if we can start going into some form of alignment if they're going to bid out. I wouldn't mind a shake and bake here this morning, given the range that they've just built. Something like that. I wouldn't mind that at all. Let's just extend. This is overnight, right? Let's just pull this along a bit. Yeah, we're very, very thin in here, folks. That's where they're going to want to protect the bulls. If they can step in, that's where it's going to need to be. Which is our zone, really, isn't it? 730s down to 660s, we said. So that's low volume node 755 down to 680. So yeah, we don't mind seeing if bears get trapped in there. We're interested. Big if though, isn't it? Big if. What do I think is going to happen in the semis? Well, they're right at resistance right now. They're looking for the 200 push, but they closed, or they've almost closed that gap from yesterday. So we'll see. I'd say any bid that holds over 80 is pretty positive on SOXL. Here comes the squeeze. Then they're going to try and shove this right up. We might have missed our entry here pre-market, folks, into this blue box that we talked about. Oh, we'll see. The target is here and then all the way up here if we can get to previous week value area high. So the target today is 950 and then 30,050. And we like dips to hold in and around these blue boxes. If they can trap bears down here, it's really going to perk my interest. I'm going to have to rely on footprint today because this bookmap above me just simply does not have enough detail in. And hopefully Becky at Bookmap gets back to me and realizes the colossal cock up that they've made. And gets it fixed. Could you believe it? Offer me a deal. Offer me a deal for a good video, doing a good video. And I go, oh, that's very nice of you. Oh, no worries. Well, tomorrow when you wake up on the most important day of the week, we're going to cancel your subscription so you can trade blind. Good luck with that, bud. Oh, thanks. Thanks, guys. Humans, eh? This is why we should just have AI and do all that stuff. AI doesn't make the errors. Forex trading, huh? Is that better than what I've got? This looks not too bad. I can see enough here. Got delta there. I've got footprint up. We'll see how we go. Hardest thing's going to be this guy doesn't have it zoomed in or detail, so we don't know really. We're never going to be able to see someone who's walking up or not. It's going to be the hardest part. We'll see, folks. We'll see. There's a live one in Discord. Isn't that what I've got? Oh, thanks, Brandon. I won't use yours. I'll just wait for them to come back to me. I appreciate that, though. That's very kind of you. All right, here we go, folks. So let's see if we can come down in here and find some absorption. Mag trying to find a bid off VWAP to overstart the day. Soxal coming back down and in. We might need to see that retest towards 182s. And we're going to wait to see if bears get trapped in here. Anywhere in front of previous day value area high. So from now all the way down, anywhere that bears start to get trapped, I'm going to start to be interested. And we're just going to have to see how low do they want to go. Oh, I can see it already. I'm trying to move my Bookmap thinking it's mine and I can't. It shows people don't know how to use it. How can you see anything that zoomed out? Is beyond me. Beyond me. Can't even see down underneath 710s right now. Okay, starting to see some absorption there in this blue box. So buyers are attempting to defend this blue box. It's perking my interest here already into 750s. There was some absorption taking place down there. We have an imbalances or lots of imbalances all the way to 677. So we will watch. If there's a flush here and they can trap bears, I'm going to start trying to get involved. Yes, coming back down to its key pivot. SPY the same, 749 on SPY's key, 716 on QQQ. Here comes the VWAP test on SOXL like we talked about. IGV bidding out, so they're doing rotation again. MAG bidding out. The moment semis find a bid, this is going to start to go. So we're into the start of these imbalances. There was some selling there into 730s. Remember, we can come all the way down to 670s here. Under 670s, we're not interested in longs. But until all the time we're coming down and finding bids in front of that, we're interested. Here we go. Back to VPOC. All right, I'm starting to try and get long here now, folks. Can we get some volume on here for you guys? So I'm feathering into longs here. We've got to be careful of 82s. Once we get back above that, there's probably a squeeze. If we lose the current New York low, then we're probably going to wash down towards 676s. So just very, very light here, testing it out. More absorption there into 730 again. See, there's buyers down into 700 according to this guy's huge Bookmap. You guys might have to help me out. All right, semi starting to bid off VWAP. Software trying to get up to PDL. MAG holding its bid above VWAP right now. I've just got a couple of micros on here just as a feeler versus this current low down here. If we snap that low, I'll take it off and add lower. But at the moment, they've just trapped a little bit more into 730. It's definitely a buyer hanging out. Again, I'm a little bit blind here, folks. So it's a little bit tricky. There are imbalances all the way down to 675. So if we lose this low, I'll cut this off and have another go in a bit. Getting very close to the stop here. I don't mind if they wash under and reclaim fast. I'm very interested if they do that. All right, stopping out here. I'm willing to get back in if we start absorbing again. Remind myself, is there more news coming after? Not till 10. All right, we've got a bit of time. So I'm flat at the moment, just waiting now. More absorption attempt here. I hate not having my Bookmap. How does this guy use his Bookmap? You can't see a fucking thing. What are you looking at, son? You just got it up for shits and giggles. All right, ears into its VWAP, the 570 level. Semis now under their VWAP. This is the dance. This is what's going to be important here with semis. And IGV going back upside. MAG still holding on in neutral zone. So rotation taking place out of the semi push, back into IGV. MAG rolling over, well, not rolling over, just going flat. So rotation between semis and software taking place at the moment. Nothing else to do yet, unfortunately. We're going to have to wait for some alignment. Hopefully, they're kind and give us some form of alignment today. All right, all the way back down to previous day value area high. If we lose this, we are not thinking long bias, all right? If we lose previous day value area high, we go into a rotational market again. There's nothing we can do with it, and it might very well come back down to 620 at that point. Okay, they're starting to try and find a bid down here, so we're going to have to wait to see if there's a reclaim. Okay, 735s. Let's see if we can start pushing back up here. Semi's testing VWAP. This is key. They reclaim this. It's a good look. We're at VPOC for the day. We come right down to the edge of the blue. I'm looking to get long if possible. We can break up and then hold a pullback. I will start to get long. I'm not even going to look up there. It's absolutely pointless. I don't know how this guy uses anything. This is a joke. This is a joke. All right, nibbling a little bit here. Again, micros, just feeling my way in. Very, very tough trade, but trying to see if we're willing to hold above value at the moment. Big rejection there, SOXL though, on VWAP. Very, very tough trade this if they're going to rotate. All right, let's see if we can get back above VPOC and start going now. Software looking good. Mag doing nothing. Semis need to get back above VWAP. Semis get back above VWAP, we'd probably go time. Haven't seen any big lots really come in this morning so far. It's just been a walk down to 700 or to previous day value area high. It's the first sign of a big buyer coming in here at 730, so we'll see. All right, nice hold above now. All right, all dips now into 27s. I want to try and bid on, certainly into 10s. So we're already long. Here we go. Here's value area high, 760. If you want to pay yourself some here, you can. I'm going to hold on and I'm going to look for the move up here if possible. So fill the imbalance. Big buyer coming in here. Looking good now. Here we go. Beautiful. So I want to just keep bidding on this for the move back up, especially if semis can reclaim VWAP here. So we want all dips now to hold into 730 if possible. And we'll be adding into this now if we can hold 730 and looking for the New York Open. Guys, look, there's no Bookmap. I told you what's happened. If you've come in late, that just shows me you're not that committed to the channel. I can't do much about it, mate. All right, let's see if we can get up towards 800s and I'll peel a little bit off if we can. Beautiful. Come on, let's go up to high day here and then let's swipe the highs. Peeled a little bit off on that last push up towards 800. And we'll see. This is the target up here. That's where I think we can go. So we filled the blue box, the imbalance, the demand zone that I said we'd try and hold. This is where we're looking for dips, paying ourselves some here, and we'll see if we can get all the way up here, especially if semis can start going. So really we want dips to hold 64s now, if possible. My NT isn't lagging. Everything feels fine for me, mate. I haven't had an issue yet. So all dips into 64s. If we can hold that, I'll sit in this long, looking for more upside. If we can't, then it'll be failed rotation. And we come down towards these 64s. Last big buy came in at 57, so I want to hold 64s. I'll even considering adding here if we can show me strength. Yeah, added a little bit more there. Trying to just slowly walk this up. Good absorption there. We want to get back above 85s now and push through the New York Open if possible. I would really like this to hold 64s. No, you don't want to hold it. If they rotate this, they're going to come right down to 724s. We really don't want to see that. We want to hold this back above 64 here. And this is better. Good. Got to get back above that 64. I haven't really reduced much of my size here. Semi stuck at VWAP now. Oh, please don't do the rotational dance, market makers, today. I'm really not in the fucking mood for it. Please, market makers, can we just stop being cocks? Right, MAG finding some strength. Nice. If we can hold above this LVN, it's a really, really good sign as well. We want to hold above this at the moment. This is the issue. This is pulling back. We need to see some acceleration out of this now. All right, see, MAG starting to hold. Software's getting bullish. We need this to start accelerating upside. Who's calling me? Okay, let's see if we can get back above here. There was a big buyer at 58s on the way up who's now stuck. So we're going to come and test value area low here for this session. And that's our last chance for dips to hold. If they can't do that, it's going to be problematic. So far, so good. I would have much preferred that hold 64s, but there we go. What can you do? They're playing games with the semiconductors again. All right, got to get back above 64s here. If we can show me strength, I'll add back in. ES looking good above its New York Open. We're just lagging behind because of semiconductors, which are approaching their low day. That is why we are lagging behind. So manage your risk accordingly. If semis can get going, then we're going to go rip, 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 rip. Okay, looks good here. Back above 64. So let's see if we can add some size back in if we're willing to hold here. Semis, get away from that low day. For fuck's sake, you're going to ruin this trade. Everything else looks good. Mags to the upside, new high of day. Software closing its gap, new high of day. Semiconductors are hanging around at low of day. They're going to make this trade near enough impossible. They're about to break low of day here. All right, I've reduced size here just to tell you because I don't like what I'm seeing on semiconductors. There we go. The rotation, these fucking market makers will not put stuff in alignment for us at the moment. Again, it's this. All right, it's this. This is causing us problems. What are you going to do? What you going to do? Maybe they need to come and tap this. So out now. Reduced my size and then got out fully once that started breaking lower on semi. Yeah, semi's getting nuked. And MAG coming back inside. And the rotation continues. Are we just going to go? I'm just very aware that if we cannot hold a bid above this, we're going to go back inside that massive high volume node on the daily. I really don't want us to lose this. This is a no trade zone for me in here. I'm really just not interested in trading that. Zero. So hopefully we can hold above this and set up longs for the day. Otherwise, no interest. ES looks really good. Semi's pushing lows still. They're coming into a pre-market pivot here on semiconductors and previous day high. And if they can't hold that, it's going to be a problem. Software's now closed its gap as well. Still looking for upside moves, but it's going to have to prove itself to me now. Structurally, can't really look for it at the moment. Again, trading very small today because I'm trading blind because Bookmap have kindly removed my Bookmap accidentally. That's good of them. Come on, Becky, if you're here. She just said, please try now. Okay. Let's see. All right, I want to get back long here. Hey, they got it fixed. That's good of them. And while I'm doing that, market's moving. Yes, yes. Get out of here. This clusterfuck of shite. All right, let's go. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for fixing it. Okay, I've missed this trade though. Let's see if we can get in. Why have they deleted all my stuff now? Oh, come on. There we go. All right. You're looking for that upside move, folks. Sorry, I'm going to have to sort this out as a priority here. That, please. Okay, we're in. We're in. Thank goodness for that. All right, we're still in a rotation. I'm still looking for this move up here. So let's see if we can get long again now. Where are semis? Semis bidding off previous day high, back to VWAP. All right, I want to get long here. It's as simple as that. If we can hold that same level, 64s. If we can hold 64s. So semis and VWAP are going to be key. If semis can get back above VWAP, which they're currently rejecting, we can get going for the day. Here's the move back to 64s. Let's see here. I'm just in a D shape again here today, folks, at the moment. VWAP flat, POC here. Mag coming back inside. Again, rotation's just taking place again. All the way back down to the bottom of this D. And this is fantastic, isn't it? Oh my God. I might have to start being a Globex trader, folks. H1 still looks okay. But we're in a rotation here. But H1 still looks okay. Yeah. All right, this is where we're still looking. If we can bid this, we're looking for that move. If we come under here, we go in rotation. I'm still looking to be a buyer in this market until it proves otherwise. I'm looking to bid here until we lose that. It's as simple as that. Can we hold value and extend it? All right, here goes Bookmap. Wow, it's moving quick now. All right. All right, semis back to VWAP again. This is their third attempt. All right, I'm looking to try and get long if they can prove themselves. I just need to see them get through VWAP. Mag coming back down to its VWAPs as well. We're mid of range here, which is less than ideal. So I'd almost rather bid on this if we can hold a print above current value and above New York Open. Major rotation taking place here. They've left an unfinished auction down here as well, just to make it really hard. I have to be patient here. Come on, semis. Right, they're back to VWAP again, or they're trying. Software's trying to go red to green on the day. Mag's come back into its VWAP. So we're seeing weakness at Apple and Amazon and Microsoft. Microsoft especially. Nice recovery from SoFi again today, folks. Financials bidding up. Healthcare getting whacked a little bit today as well. So full rotation taking place. Okay. Can we hold this bid? VWAP again here on semis. Let's see if we can hold this 50 where this buyer is now. Lots of selling here into 800. I think we're going to come and clean these out once they're done playing games on these semiconductors. All right, I'm starting to feather in long here. I like that move. Here's the 800s. If we break and hold above, I'll put some more size on. Till that point, being very careful of the D shape here. But I've put a little bit of risk on here. And really, they've got to hold these 40s now. Right, this low volume node. Every sell into that needs to be bid out of aggressively. Semis just got clapped on VWAP again. Right, here's the 40s. If they can't bid out of this, it's a cut and we lose, I don't know, 20 odd points in this. Nice bid out. Good. Right, now there's a buyer at 55. Want to see this start to push now. Good hold of LVN. They've got to show me now that they can get back above 90s aggressively, like start holding and building a bid up here. Again, semis are the problem. Mag's bidding well. Software is at its PDC level. It's closed its gap. We need semis to start going upside here, especially if software starts pulling back. We need semis to go upside. That will give us the lift. If they can't do it, there's not a lot we can do here. So we're small size and we'll add on confirmations. Here we go. Beautiful. Right, really nice bid off the LVN here. Now if we can get back above 90s, we can start increasing value for the day and we can start trying to attack up here. If you want to keep trimming, if you want to play the range here and keep trimming some at 90s, I don't really blame you. But I'm going to try and get this move for the break of highs if possible. There is an unfinished auction still at value area low, which is a little bit iffy. This is a really poor New York session. Given when we zoom out, given how amazing Globex was. All right, look at these opportunities on Globex. Failed breakout. Look at that. That is as nice as you get. Into range, into a shove, and we've got this. Globex traders get that. We get this. Oh my God. Why do we bother? Why do we bother? Or speaking, yeah, I know he's coming at 10 o'clock. Right, like I said, unfinished auction here. Getting ready to cut this if we break. Semi's just got clapped off VWAP. This is the problem, folks. I want to show you what's happening here. No. Can we, here. All right, they're trying to hold PDH. We need a break above this. Above this, we go. That's what I keep watching. Above that, we really go. You can see the rotation. It's so quick and aggressive. We go to IGV. It's closed its gap. All right, PDC is up here. It's closed its gap. There you go. That's your red to green move. If they lose this, they come back down. If they come back down, I expect semis to bid, and then I expect NQ to move with it. You can see the rotation non-stop in NQ. Very tight here. Strength over 90s is what I'm looking for. Refresh seller up here into 800s. Good absorption on PDH here on semis. This is good. All right, I've put a little risk on here for the third attempt to try and get up to here. I want to be very careful. We are just in a D, so I want to be careful trying to play for the rotation. So semis is just PDH to VWAP, PDH to VWAP for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. That's all semis are doing. Back down to value area low in that low volume node. The problem is structurally, if they break here, they can wash down here, no worries. If they break outside the D to the downside. Not seeing many big boys playing this morning. Not many big orders on the tape. You're getting frustrated, and just sit it out or size down or just wait. Just wait. I'm dancing with like one micro to just like have a feeler on, because I don't mind having a feeler on. Once we start confirming, I'll start being more aggressive. There's no reason, like, this is a range trader's heaven right now. You're sort of trading a 40 points range. Once we break out of it, we'll get a move. Why are they sitting out? Because of CPI? No, I think because they're already positioned long. They're positioned long already. Right? They're positioned long from overnight. So anyone with any sense who's a market maker and has size, already positioned long here. This is your long. Failure to break lower in here, microstructure. All right, they're long down here. All right, and that was a reaccumulation, and they got their move. All right, so they're not rebidding it yet. That's why I'd say they got their move. They got the full move, basically. They're long here, and they got some exit out here. They're not going to rebid this unless they get more bears trapped in it at the moment. And like we said on the daily, we're starting to, or not we're starting to, we're continuing to rotate the high volume node. Right, this. Right, so if we're in this range, where are they bidding? The lows, okay, overnight. Where are they taking profit? The mean, 20-day, and the top. All right. So if this is going to keep happening, they've already bid it. They're already positioned for the move. They're not going to continue to rebid until we break above and hold now, or until bears get caught and they can get some more size on. Okay, can we break the 8s and come and get through this cool wall and get positive gamma for the day and drift higher? Does this cool wall hold? Are they going to look for the retest down here before they do anything else? I don't know, folks. My bias is high, though. All the time we're above this. It's as simple as that. All the time we're above this. My bias is to look for higher, up towards here. That's what I think we're trying to do. All right, software breaking out. Mag up to high of day. Semis still right in between. They're right at that 180 between the VWAP and PDH. I'll tell you, the hourly looks pretty good on the current week's profile for now. All right, we're holding POC, current week POC. We're above it, but so buyers are in control. We're above this LVN. We're above this structure. If they can hold this, this is the move. The problem is if they lose this, we rotate this. I don't want to trade down here today. This is going to be my no trade zone today. I really don't want to go back inside yesterday's value. That is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for upside lifts or probably nothing at all. Unless there's big momentum under previous day value area high. But if I wouldn't expect it. I expect a very choppy session if we go in there. Right, new candle here, new hourly, new 4 hour. Software continuing to break out, semis coming back down to PDH again. So software, again, the rotation in here, look at software, traveling upside, mag, near high of day but flat, semis just holding on barely to low of day at the moment. If semis find a bid though, this is when I think we get going. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can start poking through all of this. Remember, I'm looking for up here. If we can develop some liquidity above sort of 800, right, we'll add into this, looking for more. I want to be very careful doing that, but if we can develop liquidity above it, not at it, above it, we'll look for that move. And ideally, like I said a billion times, semis would need to move above VWAP for me to see that. At the moment, we're just not seeing that. Well, I wouldn't say 50 and 10 are a ceiling. I'd say, like I said, 50 and 5 and 20 are all stacked together. They're just coiled. Everything's coiled. We're back at the mean. I don't know if it's necessarily a ceiling right now. It's more that if you look at the 20-day, the 20 days at basically 30,000. If you look at the 5-day, the 5 days at near the 700-ish. Right, we're just sort of tight in there like we have been for as long as I can remember now. We completed that sort of 2 sigma move on Wednesday last week to the lower bowl, found a bid, came to the 20-day within 1 day. Came up the next day, held the 20-day. The next day came under the 5-day. Today we've rebid up back towards the 20-day. Okay, no acceptance back over this to rebid it. Back down to value we go. Big buyer coming in here at the lows. Semis near low of day. Software continuing to break out. Mag turning back inside a little bit here. If they break lower here underneath this, then they will try and attack all the way down here. Just depends if they're going to rotate value or they're going to come and test previous day's value area high for a proper test. We're still in that LVN, right? We're still holding this LVN and it's starting to get thicker now. So the only low volume node really now is 714s down to 680s because we filled in the rest of it. If we imagine this is the low volume node from overnight here, we've now made this thick. So the only point at which they can potentially scoop is here now. Semis near low day again. They're trying to break. Mag coming back inside. Nothing to do with this at the moment, just leaving it alone under value. And still no real big players. There was a bit of a bigger buy at 740. He's currently stuck, but there's no big players really. It looks very, very, very balanced in the market at the moment. No edge. So they're going to come for previous day value area high here, I think now. Yeah, here we go. Semi's new low of day. See if semis sweep this in turn. What's their next level? There's that pre-market high. They're trying to hold the pre-market high on semis. Now, do we go back inside value here? Can semis get back above the old high? They're testing it now, watching this. Mag's still coming down to VWAP. Software's still green on the day, can hold a pullback to PDC if it wants. Rejection there of old high on semis. Mag to VWAP. Will they bid out of this or not? Or will they lose the bid? A readout on the mag. Tesla 0.91% up, Nvidia 0.5% up, Microsoft 1.93% down, Meta 0.07% down, Google 0.19% up, Amazon 0.87% down, Apple 1.07% down. All right, here they go to previous day value high. Mag right at its view up, semis letting go. They're right into the pre-market sort of rotational zone. Not going to trade this if we come. Sorry, I'm not going to trade this if we come under here. Not interested in this market down here. No, thank you. Not going to trade it at all. It would just be leave alone. I'm comfortable leaving that alone. If they trap here and reclaim, I'd consider a trade, but I'm not going to trade inside yesterday's value after what they did with it yesterday and overnight. Way, way, way too risky in my mind. If they reclaim here and hold a bid, maybe it perks my interest, but otherwise, no. All right, more weakness here in semis. They're approaching that shelf from pre-market. IGV starting to come back down to PDC now. This is going to be important. MAG starting to hold view up. The only play I'm interested in is if we hold this now. And it's going to be a very tough trade because of the liquidity we've built out above. So I would say buyers now are caught here for the current session. All right, we need to hold value. Maybe we can revisit that. That's a tough trade. That's a better trade. And that's an even better trade. We don't want to be catching dips down here. It's just an interesting area if they're willing to hold it. Maybe some of you do want to catch dips down there. There is a bit of an aggressive seller who's just come in there, a little bit caught at 65. But this is my no trade zone today, folks. I'm not going to trade yesterday's rotation. I refuse to do it. At the moment, there is a seller caught at previous day's value area high. It's perking my interest just because of that alone. The last big sell was at 93s. So the rotation at the moment is 65 to 93s. Not doing anything yet. Semis are getting absolutely nuked right now into pre-market shelf. All right, nuked. That seller's still stuck down there. Man, if these semis weren't selling off like this, I'd be willing to have a little nibble at this. Do I nibble at it? Do we nibble at this guy, guys? He's stuck at 65s. Here comes semis turning around. All right, if we pull back and hold anything above 65s, I'm going to have a very small size nibble to see if we can get up to 720s. All right, I'm long, tiny size. I'm expecting this to go to view up underneath, but if we hold 65s, I'm willing to put a little micro on. There we go. Now or never. Still stuck for now. Bids showing up here. They need to walk up here to 700s. They're trying. Don't like that. Here come the sellers. I'm out early before it breaks. We might need to come to view up here by the looks of it. Semis fresh lows. My worry is this shelf on pre-market on the semiconductors. If that breaks, the next level is 71s, and then they can close the gap, and this can get very, very, very heavy. There we go. Here's the view up move. It was a good cut. It was a good cut there. Inside yesterday's values, this is no trade zone for me. I leave this alone. I'm not trading yesterday's value. If they want to rotate value, they can do it all they want. I will not be playing it. It is just not something that interests me at all, given where we are on the daily in the market. We're now inside. We're at the midpoint. We're right at the sort of POC of, well, almost at it. Let me just double check that. Yeah, we are. We're at the POC of 7 673 is the POC of this huge value rotation that they've created for the last 3 months. So I just don't want to trade down here. Again, if they hold this, it's perking my interest. It would be the same trade, but be careful here. Good excess at the lows. What are semis doing? They undercut that pre-market level. Yes, they did. They're trying to get back inside. They're struggling though. Still not ready. Mag's holding its bid above VWAP. Software is holding a bid above PDC. That's just a leave alone. It is a leave alone day at the moment. Are we going to come for CPI lows? What were those? We've already come for it. Okay. More liquidity here into 600. Semis are holding on by a knife edge right now. This. If they lose that, all the way down here is possible. All right, so when we were trying to bid on it earlier, we were looking for strength. That's weakness. Lost interest in the market. We've gone into yesterday's range. Not a lot I can do with this at the moment. What are you talking about a Tyson trade to VWAP for? We haven't even made the initial balance. Come on, Raf. You know that. We got to wait yet. We got to wait another 20 minutes. All right, they're trying to hold back inside value. Sellers will want to reject here into 700s. It's so hard to pull the trigger long now with what they've done. There is selling core at these lows. It's just very hard to like actually pull the trigger long. We're underneath all these LVNs now. Momentum's been heavy. Selling exhaustion at these lows though. Let's watch this same level if they hold value now. Previous day, that is. Problem is these buyers at 630 and 650 are not moving up. All right, I'm feel along again. This is the same trade as before. Exactly the same trade. And I really don't have confidence until we reclaim 710. So it's tiny size. It's just feeling the market out. These buyers at 650 and 600 will not walk up. And that's the biggest problem I have. No. Out. Here comes 650 test. And if they flush this, they go 600. Just hard now. Yeah, they go. They're going for 600. These buyers will not walk up. They just sat there all day. Yeah, SOXL's letting go of pre-market shelf. It is, you're right. It's approaching low day. If it snaps here, then the pre-market low is 71.5. And if it loses that, we can't rule out closing its gap, which will be pretty dirty. Be a 30-point move. So it'd be a 10-point move on the SOX. You can see the importance of these levels down here. We're starting to see a little bit more aggression from sellers down here without getting their way. It's starting to appear without getting their way. Still early. I've had 2 goes at this, like trying to nibble with small size. It's not ready. Here's VWAP. Again, the buyers are not willing to move higher. They're just sat waiting to get filled down to 600. They are not interested. We're inside yesterday's range. I have absolutely zero interest in trading this now. If you want to play the rotations today, right, then you will need to look for this kind of move here. I'm literally have no interest. This was a big D shape. I have no interest in trading that, none whatsoever. So that would be my avoid. Good entry now. No, the only entry now is short if they reject value. There's not. Look at semis just puking and puking and puking and puking. They might come for gap fill. They're at pre-market low now. They lost the shelf. They're literally at pre-market low. They can come for gap fill now if they want to do that. Mag back to VWAP. Software holding up. They can come right down for gap fill. This can come all the way down here now. I literally have zero interest in trading this. I've said it many, many times. I am not going to trade yesterday's value. The reason being of how we set that value yesterday. Right? This yesterday was gross. We got 1 walk down, which we took in Discord. But it was gross. And we've pivoted above. And we shouldn't really need to come back down there again. But we are. So we don't fight it. Grey box is a high volume node, if you're wondering. Another big seller at these lows under 600. Semis undercut pre-market low. Mag to VWAP. Software just holding, just doing nothing, just holding up high at the moment. So it's literally all on semiconductors. It's the only thing moving this market. Here they go, just driving lower and lower and lower. Can't fight them. Buyers trying to step in here. Sellers now walking down to 35s. I can't do anything with this until we reclaim a level. So this is just like completely ignore for me. DeepSeek expected to file for an IPO. Really? See if I can get a wash up. Can't see any commentary from him on Financial Juice.
Mr. Chairman, we're at a hinge point in history. It's up to all of us to meet this moment. Tasked for this generation of policymakers, and of individuals and households in the private sector, is to ensure that the American economy excels far in the future. Not the Fed, our number one objective is getting monetary policy right. That's our clear and constant aim. Start, steer well. And if we get policy right, and I can assure you we will, inflation surge the last 5 years will be a thing of the past.
Not a fan of this guy. He's quite arrogant. Every LVN's being rejected here, so we cannot think about longs until we recover up here for me. There is some selling caught. All right, there is some selling caught, but we can't think about longs until we recover. Software back on the PDC. Semis are trying to retest that pre-market shelf. Now, if we recover, I will consider longs, not beforehand. Turn my aircon off. It's just come on. Let's see. At the moment, it's just lower highs and lower lows since breaking down from here. They're trying to squeeze now, aren't they? I'm not going to play the short. I've said to you already. If you want to short this, looking for this rotation, it makes sense. I'm going to look for this move here. I'm not going to play inside this. I've made that decision before the open today. That doesn't mean you can't play this rotation. I'm just not going to play it. He's talking about AI and investment into it at the moment. Exactly, exploit the vibe. Exactly that. Exactly what I tweeted yesterday. Orchard, why have I decided not to short? Because I'm not interested for the 100 millionth time in playing rotation inside of rotation inside of rotation. I just don't want to do it. It's the easiest way, in my opinion, to get chopped up. I don't want to do it, so I'm going to avoid it. It's capital preservation, I guess, is the best way of putting it. I hate rotation. I don't trade it well. So if we've got a node inside of a node inside of a node, guess what I'm going to avoid? Exactly that. Okay, back to value. Let's see if they hold bids now. Semis back inside as well. Big push on semis. Back inside of current day's value now as well. All right, let's see if you can offer me some form of pullback to get in here. I've been very patient waiting for you. Please don't just rip straight up now. So I'm still looking for this and then this. All right, that's what I'm looking for today. Just got to hold this for me now. Can we pull back a little bit here, please? I'd like a better entry before we fill all these sellers at 720s. Don't make me chase you. Market. All right, please pull back off VWAP, please. Looking for longs here if they can fill these buyers down to 660s at the moment. Right, I'm feathering in long here, folks. I've started. I'm expecting it to come down to 660s, but I've started small position long here. ES rejecting New York Open. Semis need to hold a bid here as it's come back inside. Like I said, I'm expecting 660s here. Chairman talking now. Okay, nice hold. Good. All right, can we accelerate out of this now? Get me red to green on the day. So risk is here, folks. Don't want it undervalue. It might drop down here. I'll cut and then wait for a reclaim if it does. So I'm looking for this to hold. If they can't hold this, I'll cut it, wait for this to hold and reclaim. Semis just got whacked. I literally turned away for a second. They just got whacked back down into this pivot. Mag high of day, software high of day, semis making our life very, very hard right now. All right, mag high of day, software high of day, semis are making our life very, very difficult. It's a good hold. All right, back in this. Got to reclaim 80s now. Cannot be rejecting 80s here. Backing off this for a minute. They're going to make this fucking hard to trade. We're under the LVN as well. I have to remember that now. Yeah, I've got to remove this for a second. They're trying to do this here. They want to lift it. It's these LVNs. They've lost. The only thing I know is these buyers here are stuck, right? And they've made, because of that, because they've been unable to get that shove up, they're making this trade hard. And with semis, they're making it really hard. I'm still bullish above previous day value area high, just based on value, right? So, oh, don't move that. So we're starting to wiggle here and try and find a bid. We're not finding much acceleration out of it, though. Here we go. They're fucking doing it now. Still want to bid on this if we can hold. Quite critical of Powell here, mate, aren't you? Semis cannot get going there. Last two spikes got sold into. No, this thing's can't get going. It can't get going. It can't get going today. It's unfortunate. I think they're almost done with the speech. Maybe we move after that. What's with the pop? It would be them talking, the Fed chair talking at the moment. You already did blame someone else, though. I'm really sorry, guys. I think this guy's a bit of a cock. I thought it in the first FOMC meeting. Now hearing him here, he's got a proper chip on his shoulder. No, he's saying that he's launching task force, but he hasn't really gone into any detail. All right, I'm turning this off. Nothing of interest there. They're now talking about banking laws that you shouldn't be trading or owning stock in banks if you're a Fed chair member. Yeah, no shit. All right, let's see. Same thing. I don't know how many more goes I have at this, folks. See if we can hold a pullback here. ES at New York Open. Initial balance now set. Hourly, like I said, it looks good. It's just they're unwilling to bid aggressively today by the looks of it. They've already got their move, I guess. Yeah, they're not going to do forward guidance anymore. Yeah, exactly. No more forward guidance. Okay, great. So what are we doing it based on? We can't get through this. Tempted to have another go here, folks, on the next pullback in if it holds. It's looking better now. Semis are not looking better. Sorry. I thought they were. Every time I turn around, they're doing a dance. Here. There's your dance. There is your dance on semis. So last time I turned, we were here. I thought we were holding this pivot. No, we just rejected. This and then this is viable. And that will be a short on NQ if they do that based on how they're moving it today. One thing's for sure, sellers can't find acceptance inside of yesterday's value so far. They've dipped in this high volume node. I'm surprised they didn't sweep the H1 down here, which would have been down into 544s. They didn't sweep. IGV new high of day here. MAG approaching high of day here. Semis are desperately trying to get the move for some relief upside, which is why I want to be long. They're just going to make it hard. Did I just miss that dip? Talked myself out of it, didn't I? Trading's easy, they said, folks. Trading's easy. Trading ranges are as easy. Let's see here. Buyer just pulled his bid at sevens. All right, I'm long. I'm long small size here for relief. I'm going to target 760s and then 800s and then 30,000s. Here we go. All right, there's an unfinished auction here. Can we get through this LVN and just pop up, please? All right, semis approaching key pivot. Come on, semis, please, just lift. Help me out. Yes, okay. We're up and away now. All right, I'm trimming some. Let's see. Let's trim enough that I go red to green on the day. Okay, I'm red to green on the day no matter what now. Fuck me. They've made this really hard today. All right, software lifting. MAG new high of day. Semis starting to go. We need semis to get through this pivot. All right, 76, 63s. We get through that and we get through 77, 70s from there. We go and tap VWAP 180s. That would be great. And like I said, H1 to me makes sense for upside moves today. I'm almost surprised they didn't sweep after doing that. I would have much rather we just held this today, which is what I was looking for. I was looking for this or this. We did a dance. We ignored it. We reclaimed. We got long again. All right. This was pre-market plan. So they've just made it tricky. This is our target. All right. And we'd love to get up to 960s and then 30,000 and 70s if possible. Here we go, folks. All right, peeled some off there. I didn't even see that happened, but hit my target at 820s. And we'll see if we can get some follow through here. So I'm actually down to runners now. So you can see why I was trying to be bullish above previous day's value area high. No acceptance inside of yesterday's value. That's my no trade zone. We held above. We have like an inverted head and shoulders here. All right, we've just raided these guys that we should have taken earlier, finally. All right, and we're looking now. I want to see this. All right, I'd like to see that now. So I'm still long. I got filled some here. I've got 3 left. Big buyers came in here around the 40s, so we'd like them to just keep bidding around here. Semis back to previous day high. We'd like those to break above. That was the level we just gave you. If we can break above that, we're going to go VWAP on semis. Everything's starting to lift now. Like I said, they don't make it easy for us at the moment. What are you going to do? Here we go. Really good. All right, semis are trying to get up towards the VWAP like we wanted. Really beautiful here. We want to get above the 800 here. All right, if we can get back above here and base out here, we're looking for this move. It's the same move we wanted this morning. It's exactly the same. Remember this morning we were looking for dips into here to hold. The pathing today was this or this. That was the trap underneath. We're now looking for that for the next move up. All right, if they can't find acceptance, then our runners won't go for us. So be it if that's the case. And that's my trade thesis for today. All right. Dips to hold, previous day value area low. If you want to trade the rotation between that, you can. I was avoiding that. I'm looking for dips to hold for this relief upside. Makes the most sense to me. Runners only now. Got my day red to green. It's just going to be how much green we get. And again, what's lifting? Semis, the blue line, right? Semis lifting. Everything lifting in unison. Look at this. Everything's starting to lift together. All right, that's the type of alignment we need to get going in the market. What's my value area high? Well, for the current session, 793 or something. Yeah, 793. That's developing, remember, that's the developing session. For the current week, all right, it's 776 where we are. If we can find acceptance above that, maybe we get runners to go today. If we don't get runners to go, that's all right. No biggie, right? Made our money here. We're long from down here. Joined a bit late there. Got that move, right? We'll see if we can see this move here. If not, if we rotate, so be it. We'll stop out on the runners. It's fine. Just gonna try and let it work. Is it a good idea to be in new money long now? No, not right now. All right, now you're at point of control. This is fair value. This will chop here. I'd wait for this now if you're going to be in new money long. All right, let it build out some volume here. Maybe it traps and then comes above. And if they hold this, then you can think about that move to be in new money long. If you're not already long here or here, you need to wait. So it took us quite a few goes today. Took us a few goes. They had to build out a lot of bullshit down here. There we go. It's also odd that they didn't sweep. I mean, that's kind of weird. They do all this work on the hourly. They drop it so far down, but they just protect all of these. It's kind of weird. I would almost rather they did that then, and then they've got no reason to come back here for the rest of the week. But there we go. NQ doing NQ things. Stop loss. My stop loss is, I'll move it up to like 720 to protect some profits. But I'm just trying to let this work now. We've made the money. We hit the IB high, right? That was, yeah, basically, how many points is this? I got in slightly late there. All right, we got 130 points already. And if we hit targets, big if, we'll get a 250, 270 point trade out of this. And I will add if we start to base above, right? Because my average is very good. So I can afford to add into the winner. If this can prove to me that it's willing to bid up here, I can add into that. How do I size? You've got to size based on risk, right? You can't size any other way. You need to size based on risk. How big is your stop? If I'm putting a feeler on, it's like 1 micro. Just like, let me feel it. Let me get an idea of how the market is moving. Otherwise, it's based on risk. All right, semis poked over PDH, coming back down inside here. Didn't quite make it to VWAP yet. Might need a pullback here to produce a higher low on M5, and then they can get going. I would say big buying came in 40 to 50. Right, big buying came in 40 to 50. There's an imbalance at 40. There's another imbalance down at 99s right now. Like we said, we might chop here for a while. This is the high volume node. This is what we did earlier. Earlier we chopped here. Right? They might even rotate all the way down here if they need to. Enzo, I don't know. Like 10K in one single session will definitely do it. Otherwise, it's up to their discretion. Yeah, testing these buyers. Semi's coming down. The semis need to put in a higher low here on M5. Starting to see some absorption attempt here at 750s. Remember, there's imbalances down here, like I said, all the way down to 740s at the moment, 739s. We expect it to chop here because it's created a high volume node here. It chopped here earlier. That's why we're not long here. We just let this do what it needs to do. If it needs to come down here, so be it. We can then re-long up here on strength. So filling this first imbalance filled. Now the next imbalance, if they do want to drop it, is down at sort of 99s. It'd be nice if they just hold the bid here and start forcing this back upside. How do you add those lines to mags? You just press the add button here. Compare symbol. You just add the other symbol that you want. So SOXX, IGV is what I have on there. You could use anything. XLV, XLF, whatever you wanted to compare. You could put every single sector on if you really wanted to. They can't protect 20s here. I'll probably cut, expecting a rotation to 82s. Good from Mag, trying to put in that 5-minute higher low. It's got to close this. It's got 30 seconds left of this M5 candle. Mag might need to retest 67s here. Right, new M5 coming here. This would be important. Do dips get bought up in semi-land? So far, so good. Good hold of 20s. New M5 looking good. High low potentially put in here on semis. Now this just needs to get going to the upside. They've done the hard work here. So this is everything we wanted to see. And we'd like reclaim over these highs now. Certainly over this shelf. We don't want to get stuck. If pushes start to fail into 60s, I'm going to have to start respecting that. I'm trying to let my runners work here. But if we start failing 60s, I'm going to have to respect it. Yeah, starting to struggle there. Failed to reclaim out of this now. Can always get back in. Back down to value area low. Filled the next imbalance now. Maybe back into rotation. Becoming less and less interested in this market as we move through this day at the moment. What I don't like is on the book, these guys around 650. Oh, he's pulled his bid now. So has he moved lower? Yeah, he's moved lower. I don't like that they just keep dangling lower. All right, there's no one willing to bid up at the moment. And that concerns me looking for upside when I see that. All right. There's no one just willing to gently walk this up at the moment. If anything, they're pulling orders. That's never what you like to see. Range traders cup of tea. Yeah, absolutely it is. Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what it is. Not a momentum trader like me. I said mag might need to revisit these 67s. That's the thing at the moment. Semis look niche good, man. Really not good. It's 5 minutes just broken lower. Give a readout on the mag here. Tesla 0.70% down. Nvidia 1.51% up. Sorry. Tesla 0.70% up. Nvidia 1.5% up. Microsoft just over 1% down. Meta 0.69% up. Google 1.11% up. Amazon 0.80% down. Apple 0.85% down. The SOX is up. IGV is up. MAG is actually up. Let's come down to some. Finance is now up. XLV healthcare getting whacked today, just under 2% down. But they just can't find a bid here for the continuation after pushing out. I think it's just the daily, man. This rotation is just going to keep happening. That's why I've kept it very, very small today. Right, look where we are. Nothing's changed, right? Look where we are. When I look at that, I just think, why am I even bothering waking up in the morning? That's literally what I think to myself. Why am I bothering to wake up for that? Why bother? Alex, what do you think about hedging prop firms with your own live account? So when you burn the account, you get the cost of a new account back. I don't think that sounds like a very good idea, mate. You should treat your own account like, do everything you can to manage it well. I wouldn't be hedging it with props. Yeah, I know the moment it breaks, he'll be loving it. And it will come soon with the earnings, I think. Right, Mag, look at this. Let's move this smaller time frame. All right. Software, Mag, Semi's coming back in. All right, so since the open, Semi sold, caught a bid, coming back into this pivot. Big buyer came in here, 121 lot, trying to protect previous day value area high. I'm not sure that he will get rewarded. He was very aggressive down there. We're about to see. And he came right in at 73s. Like I said, these guys on the tape not really willing to walk up right now. So let's see if they're going to protect value. I don't know if I want another go at it now. I'm not sure I want another go at that same trade now. It's kind of been and gone. We'll see. See how we act here at 30s. Okay, they're starting to walk up. They just woke up, these buyers. They've suddenly started to walk up. Here's 30s. All right, if pullbacks hold 700s, maybe I'll have one more go at this. Yeah, they're still walking up. They're trying to protect 12s now. Right, let's see if we can pull back and hold 705s or somewhere around there. I don't want to hold this node here at 30s. I don't want to buy too high. Let's see if we can just pull back a bit more. All right, watching this 705 all the way down to 80s. They're already bidding it. They're bidding and bidding and bidding now. They've just turned it on. They've woken up. They needed a retest of this, did they? Fair enough. All right, last lot of buyers got stuck at 40 to 56s. All right, so if we can get through that, we should then start pushing for those 800s and we can start adding above 800s as well. I'd like a pullback to hold 705s here. Would be a good look. Really? Not going to come down at all for me. That might be it, folks. They're protecting 12s. I'm hoping it comes down deeper. There's 25s. They're bidding 25s. I'm just looking for a little trap flush to 705 at the moment to get long into. Then we're going to break higher here. Yep, here they come. They're trying to force it up. I'm on different screen. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I think they're trying to force it up. I'm looking for a little bear trap flush. All right, I'm looking for ideally this. All right, and then adding here. They're going to just try and force it up. Like I said, I can see them. Suddenly they've started walking up. Remember, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes ago, I said they're not willing to walk up. About once we hit that previous day value area high down here, they suddenly started to walk the bid up. It's the first time I've seen it today. So we'll see now. We're back at point of control. If we can start lifting above all of this, we want to get long. It's the same thesis. I think we're coming for these, all right? I think we're looking to take out this and come up to here. That's what I think we want to do, right? Run all these stops. But it's now they've made it really hard. Did anyone bid off that value area high again? It was a good bid if you did. I'll be honest, I was too pussy to do it. Yeah, you did. Oh, nice work, folks. Good work. Well, I would trim some here into this where we are at VPOC, and then if we can break and hold above 800 and 820, you can add more size. You can pay yourself a little bit here. You're up 100 points already. And I'll have to wait and see if we can break and hold above here. Same as earlier. And you would want all pullbacks towards 30s now to be absorbed. Ideally 45s is absorbed here, but towards 30s would be good. Maybe I'll have a go at it if it dips and holds. It's mid-range, but if they trap a seller down into it, where are we at with the socks? Previous day high test. Yeah, I'm going to have a go at this, see if I can get a little early bid. They're bidding 35s. Oh, I don't really want it that low. I think it's better if it holds 45 here. Yes, into IB high here. So it's looking pretty good here. If this dip is held, if there's a little flush which is held, just like that micro one. See how the bid is walking up now? Everything we didn't have earlier. Come on. Let me see bid on 45s. Little flush and then bid out. Little flush and then bid out for me. Come on. Is that it? You're only going to come 50s. Here it goes. Well, Alex was waiting for 45s, can get it. All right, so you're looking for 800, break above 800 and hold. I'll start adding in there now. Look at this H1. Look at this H1. Like I said, I want to be bullish today on anything that holds above previous day's value. Everything below got soaked. This is where I think it wants to go. It's as simple as that. All right, so congrats those who were along there. Trim some here into POC, then look for value. All right, and we will see now, for anyone who's not long, if we can base above here and look for this move here, okay? That's what we're going to look for. Yes, long still, mate. Like, listen, we play off the higher time frame, right? All the time we're migrating value higher, we respect that, all right? That's the main thing. If you are a rotational player, you are going to need to see a push up here fail with passive sellers sell it and a change in momentum. You don't have that yet, right? You simply don't have that yet. So we are long bias. We're long bias. Why are we long bias? We don't watch the M1. We're not making decisions off the M1. We execute on the M1, right? What was yesterday's value? Yesterday's value was here, right? Here. What happened overnight? Failed to break lower. CPI, right? What happens there? Breakout, we're looking for retest long. We're looking for previous day value area highs, blue dotted line to hold. Unfortunately, what they need to do is trap under, reclaim, and then go. So we had a go here, and eventually we had a go, right? And it's up, and away now. So we're long bias. We're at the edge of current week value. If we can base above all of this, our expectation is to maybe come and test. I mean, it's not officially naked because we did do it in Sunday, but maybe it's naked in the New York session. Maybe we can get going up here, right? That's what we're going to look for. And that's been the same thing I've been looking for all day long. Nothing's changed, right? I told you, I do not want to trade this. I'm looking for longs above this. It's the easier move because the higher time frame narrative is telling me that's what it wants to do. Right, here you go, folks. So let's see. Hopefully that makes sense. Some of you are new to the channel, I think, so you probably struggle that I don't flip bias too many times, but that's just how I trade. I like to trade off what I think the H1 is trying to do. We either get the setups or we don't, and that's trading. We either get ace, ace, king, king, jack, jack, queen, queen, you know, or we don't. Soxal is not rejecting VWAP, mate. It's not even up there yet, buddy. VWAP is 180. Please be honest. It's not there. All right, so value area high here. So you can trim some here, and we're going to look to see if we can find acceptance above all of this now. No, VWAP is 180, mate. Oh, you mean New York VWAP? Okay, New York VWAP maybe. But 180, I think it's looking for 180, which is also an old put wall. It's also a shelf. It's at previous day high right now, I think, for the New York session. Yeah, it is. It's at previous day high for the New York session. So if you look at yesterday's push at 10:30, that's where we are, right? That's your over under. Mate, you can't be worried about Donald. Yeah, you can't trade in fear of Donald. You can't. Otherwise, you're never going to trade for 2 years. You saw me get whacked and slip 50 points yesterday, lost $1,000. I traded the into lunch with you guys. We made 100 points, and then all the guys in Discord absolutely cleaned up on the backside move yesterday. Right? You can't be fearful trading. Look, this is how it is. It's going to hurt to say this. You have to trade every technical setup in front of you where you're still in the pocket and allowed to trade, like you haven't had too many trades. You have to trade because your edge, let's say you win 1 in 3 trades. Your 2 losses are small losses. That third win is your big winner. If you decide not to trade out of fear, you're going to miss that third winner. All right. And you don't know which trade is going to go 100 points. You don't. Look at me today. This is take me as an example today. We tried to get long, took the loss. We took the long, took the win. Didn't take this. Fear, I don't know what it was, whatever reason, didn't take this. I've missed this opportunity now. That's on me. The trade was there. The setup was there. The technical trade was there. I talked myself out of this. I've missed a really good trade. Don't do that. Don't be me. All right? You have to trade every setup that's in front of you, which works, which makes sense to you. Now, what I'd like here is a trap. I'd like dips down here and then a reclaim to go higher. That's what I'm going to look for. And that is good so far. Anything into this LVN, this is looking good. Any little thing down here looks good. Anything that they can absorb. This looks very good already for the recovery. Nice work. Nice work. That's great work. That's all you need. $200. That's all you need to do. Nice work. Controlled. All right, let's see if we can hold this little micro flush here. Wouldn't mind it a bit deeper, to be honest. But we're looking good here. Starting to see if we can get long. If they can just give me a little would be good. They're bidding 50s. Just a little flush and then absorption would be good. Like that, that's a good start. They might want to fill this guy at 50s first. Semi's looking good. Software coming in, mag coming in a little bit. Like that, mag to hold. Here we go. All right. There you go. Is that? I think it is. I think it is. I haven't got enough size on here, unfortunately. So let's see if we can base above now. Looking really good here. Here we go, folks. Here we go. All right, I need to see this base above now. If we base above, I'm going to start adding. Oh, my days. Oh, my days. Right, can we base above 800s now? 790s, let's call it. Any base above 790s, we're looking for these targets up here. There's your little trap. LVN. All right, this is what Learn this. This is what NQ likes to do when it's directional. All right. It likes to tap into an LVN, trap sellers, and go the other way. What have we got here? Do. Yeah. What have we got a giant one of? All right. We're trying to get the upside lift. We are protecting value. We're trying to get the upside lift. Let's fucking go, guys. This is nice and calm. I love you guys in chat today. You're being nice and chill. Or maybe I'm just looking at it less. I don't know. But either way, even though we licked a few wounds earlier, we're looking good. Let's see if we can get up here now. So any base where they're willing to hold 90s, I'm willing to consider adding into it. Nice, J-Mark. All right, that last dip held 94s. This is pretty good so far. I'd like this buyer to walk up a bit. There's a guy at 75s. I'd like to see him walk up. We're starting to see them hold 90s now. SOXL into 24-hour VWAP now, the 180. This is your big over-under and pivot. If they reclaim this, there's potentially a squeeze higher in this market. But, you know, let's just be careful here. MAG's looking good. Software's still holding. So if we just think about this, everything in unison driving up, isn't it? Look, up, up, up. Look at the difference. Downside pressure, sideways up, divergence, now up, up, up. Thank you very much. That's what we like. All right. Really good. Really, really, really good here. Let's see if we can get all the way up now. So our targets, ideally, we'd like to take out this, right? So if we can base above 840, which is where we've swiped twice, there's definitely a passive seller here. We're going to look for this CPI print high. So our target's really, let's say 923, 954, and if we get really lucky, 30,070. All right. I'm going to remove this pathing for you now, all right, because you know what we're looking for. See how I don't change my bias. I do not change my bias. All right. I change my bias only when the market is telling me, hey, you're wrong. We are now, like, I would change my bias, for example, if we stayed heavy under here. All right. But we didn't. We trapped and we held. And we can now maybe do that if we're lucky. This isn't like an arrogant thing. I'm not saying it like it's an arrogant thing. I'm trying to help you guys learn because I see so many guys go, oh, we're over a 1 minute, I don't know, 13 EMA. And now we're below the 1 minute 13 EMA. And now now I'm long and now I'm short. Market don't care about a fucking 1 minute EMA, mate. All right. We can use those for momentum. The market cares about us structurally on a higher time frame. We have room here to get up to previous week open, I think. 929s. What did we hit here? Yeah, that's previous week open, basically, up here. This is where we're trying to get up into, folks. What are the targets? Ideally, 920 to 950. And then through that, we can think about 30,040 up to 30,070. Hold on to your boots. Here we go, folks. I'm sorry it took a few goes today, all right? Like I said, you will see me eat stops, right? You will see me eat stops. I talk about it all the time. I will happily eat stops. People will come in here for 5-10 minutes and be like, he's a shit trader. He's lost 3 trades in a row. Yeah, sweet. This one's a banger, though, isn't it? This one's a banger, and this one's a banger. I'll eat 20-point stops on a tiny micro so that we can get things like this going, all right? There ain't a good trader in the world that doesn't eat stops, believe me. There is also no such thing as a trader with a 100% win rate and all that bullshit you see. Yeah, Soxel's pushing. Like I said, if we hold the bid over 180, right, we can drive. We can really drive now. And, you know, we've got some imbalances to fill. 183, probably up to 186. So hopefully we can just hold pullbacks above initial balance now and start to push and push and push and push. But you can always move your stop up or take partials. Manage your risk accordingly. All right? Manage your risk accordingly now. I'm trying to let this work. I'm trying to let it work now. Big buyer coming in here. I never like seeing big aggressive buyers at highs. It always makes me feel very uncomfortable. Hopefully he gets his way. Do I trade market execution versus limit stop orders? I do both, my friend. Yeah, so like you'll hear me when I'm saying I'm looking for a fill. Where was it? Was it here at 45 or something? Here? Yeah, so that I had limits dangling down here in this node. Right? I had limits dangling down there looking for that. I didn't get it, so I marketed. Right? So like I'm not going to miss the whole thing. If I'm confident that this is the move and they won't fill me and then we go, then I'm forced to market in and get involved, right? And then for my TPs, I always have limits. All right. So like that's how I hit that one earlier. It went while I was teaching. I always put limits out for TPs, or I would call them wish orders, right? Wish orders, because you never know what's going to happen. So you want a wish order out, don't you? What's the sale we get on discount with Bookmap right now? I'm not sure. I'll have to. Do you want me to log in and check? Can we get through this trade and then I will log in and check to see what the best discount is? Let me just get through this trade. Up 700, can almost afford the course. I think you can afford the course with that, can't you? How much is the course? Is it 749? Can't even remember. Or 69. I thought it was 699. You can afford it. You can afford it. All right, so pullbacks need to hold here. All right, we want to hold this. We've done a lot of work today. Think about this. We've done a lot of work today. All pullbacks must hold this now. We don't let price come under there. Under here, we're done. All right, we're looking for this move. Under it, we're done. There is a big buyer up here. Like I said, it's making me a little bit uncomfortable. It's a 120 lot buyer at 50. I don't like seeing that. I'd like to get back above 50 as soon as possible. It's going to make me feel much more comfortable. I hate seeing a big buyer at the high. It can often mean the end of the auction, or at least in the short term. Do your tools and indicators work for MacBook Pro? Mate, my tools and indicators got nothing to do with MacBook Pro. Yeah, it will be to do with the interface. So if you want NinjaTrader, you're going to have to use Parallels or something like that. If you use TradingView, anything web-based will work on MacBook Pro. But if you want to use, you know, I think Bookmap, you guys will have to correct me. Is Bookmap only Windows as well? Ninja certainly is only Windows. Honestly, if you want to trade, you're better off getting a good PC. It's just how it is. It's much better to get a good PC. Bookmap's both. That's good. Bookmap's both. And I'm a Mac guy, right? That's coming from me. It took me ages to be like, oh, I'm gonna have to move over and learn Windows again. But you need to get a PC. Really, if you're trading, look, they're much cheaper than MacBooks, right? As well. Just get a PC solely dedicated to trading. Just get a decent graphics card. Doesn't have to be amazing. Decent bit of RAM, decent cooler. You'd be okay. You got a mini PC just to trade. Yeah, exactly. I've got a Mac over there. Over there is a little makeshift desk for when I make music. Right, so everything I do on music is Mac based. I'm a Logic user. Why does the big buyer worry me? Well, if we're below, all right, we're above him now. If we're below his price, which is at 850, think about this for me, right? If you've seen a huge buyer here at 850 and we move below him, what does that mean? You tell me. What does it mean? I'm not being an idiot. I'm trying to help you. Anyone? We've got a big buyer above current price. Exactly, right? He's trapped. He's out the money. He's stuck. He's in pain. All these things. So if it's a big market buyer and price isn't moving higher, what does that mean? Well, it means that a whale is here with a big sponge and he's selling. All right, because if we've got 150 lot buyer trying to move price higher, market buyer, so he's market buying, and we can't, then he's stuck. All right. and it means there's some form of whale here. And often the end of the auction is when a big buyer's at the high. Now, fortunately, all dips are continuing to being held, and we're back above the 850, so it doesn't really matter right now. I'm only concerned when we move below his price. We're back above him now, which is why I want to see us move higher. Right, so I can show you right here. See this guy here? Here's his big buy order. All right, so we absorbed underneath him. As long as we hold above this, all right, then I feel comfortable to hold on for final targets. Same as the video I did yesterday. All right, I did a video on Bookmap yesterday. It's the other way around. It was sellers caught at the lows. How do I know it's the same buyer? I don't know that it's one individual buyer, but it's highly probable. But I do know that it's one specific price point, right? And I do know that it's a market, all right? I know that it's aggressive. I know that the delta is at one level. We talk about things as one player, market maker, big bank, institution, guy walking up, right? If we can train our minds to think about the market as one big player controlling the market, it's just an easier narrative. Why do you think ICT said, oh, I invented the algo? No, he didn't. All right, he didn't. Right. All he's leaning on is Wyckoff theory. Wyckoff theory is if you can think about the market as one person. I can't remember what he calls it. The something man. Someone help me out. The something man. Brain is stuck. Getting gear, Alex. The composite man. There you go. Composite man. It's Wyckoff. It all came from Wyckoff, right? That's just how we think about it. There you go. Thank you, guys. Look how intelligent you lot are. Knowing Wyckoff theory. The unicorn man. Tell you what it isn't. It isn't the unicorn man. It's not the unicorn man. He sent me a picture on Insta. Hang on. Let me get it up. Let me get this up. What have you sent me? Is that you holding a mug with a unicorn on it? Brilliant. I'll have to buy myself one in the post. I'll have to order one. All right, so we're still stuck around this 150. There's definitely a bit of passive selling here because we're being unable to move aggressively higher at the moment. ES is pulling back into its initial balance high. So I'm expecting a pullback to probably happen soon here. And obviously we will want value area high protected. So those 90s, ideally 820s are protected, but we'd love value area high protected. Let's just check to see if we can drive out, how far we can drive out. Okay, this lines up pretty well with previous week point of control, so that's a good sign. Let's check the initial balance as well, which also is perfect into point of control. So I have every faith right now that we are going to look for this move here. This is what I think we are trying to do. Now, if they're assholes, right, they're going to come and do a dance again and then come back for it later in the day. But we'd much rather we can just sit in this and let it work because we've got, what, 40 minutes left? Here we go. So here's the pullback like we talked about, highly probable. And we'll see if the SOXL holds its VWAP now and if ES can hold its initial balance high. And we need this to start absorbing between 820 and 790 now. And that will give us confidence for new highs. Flow zones, look at the difference now. Flow zones now starting to support the bid. So we're looking for this area here to be absorbed. All right, we don't want it to come under this. All right, we want to see sellers come in here, get hurt, and we're looking for this move. If we come under this, I won't be trading it. I'm not interested in a rotation. I'm looking for upside or nothing today. All right, nice reaction so far. All right, and we need to get back above 850. Now, another big buyer has just added delta to 850. So we've got to get back above 850. It's starting to become a bit of a problem, that 850 area. Pierre, they're not based on fib pockets. They're rolling fibs. All right, they're EMAs. They're rolling fibs. Again, starting to see 20s start to hold here, which is good. We've got to get back above the 50s. I feel much more confident in this trade once we get back above the 50s, because we keep adding buy-side delta there. It's a problem. You can see we keep getting stuck. We've got to get back above the 50s here. Been watching and learning from you for a few months. I'm up 24,793 after fees and commissions yesterday. Thank you for changing my financial picture. Hey, man, that's awesome. Congratulations. All right, back above 50. So we want dips into 50s to hold now, and we're looking for breakouts. So this is what we just talked about, isn't it? What do we say? Right, moves into 20s to 90s need to be absorbed, get back above 50s, and then we're looking for this stretch out here. So everything we're looking for. We look good, folks. We look good. And there's passive selling here, 75, 87s, 900s. So if you do want to take a partial here, you can. I'm trying to hold on to these runners, trying to hit full TP. I'm trying to get up to previous week point of control. Semis, beautiful. Held the pullback into VWAP, pushing out now. Beautiful. ES holding the pullback into IBH. Would like to see this start to push out to 610s here on ES now. So we want 650s, 850s to hold on dips here. We really want buyers to protect 850s now. They've done a lot of work to get back above it. We want 50s protected, and we'd love just to swipe up. And then what we could do then is move our stop up a little bit. Here we go. Send it, mother cluckers. Let's go. Good job, buyers. Right, rip it now. You've done all the hard work, because then I can move my stop nicely up in the money. Beautiful. Isn't it nice? Here we go. All right, big 100 lot buyer at higher day here. All right, I'm going to move my stop up. I might regret this, but I'm going to move my stop up into this LVN under here. All right, I'm going to protect 43s here. I might regret this, but I don't want to get swiped out now I've seen this 100 lot buyer. So hopefully we've done the hard work. We should hold 50s. I'm going to give it like 10 points of stop, but below 50s. And we should just keep going. And hopefully all you new traders here are enjoying this. Instead of me just telling you, I'm entering here. I'm trying to explain to you why and how the market moves as we do it, so you can learn in real time. So I'd appreciate it. If you smash that like button, it would mean a lot to me. We'll give away a free Apex account if we can get to 1,200 likes. And if you haven't, sub to the channel. I'm here Monday to Friday. All right, set the bell, set the alert. I'm here Monday to Friday, 9:15 into lunch every day, trading just like this. Here we go. Looks really good, folks. So our targets, all right, we would like a breakout of 925 up to 950. I'll tell you now, right, previous week open is at 930. Previous day open is at 950. Previous week point of control is 950. This is probably a 2 sigma move up here. So if we can get up there, I'm going to lock most of my money in. If we can get up there. If we can't, so be it. We're just trying to let it work now. If you want to pay yourself some money here, I totally understand. Like, you're up big. You're up big on this trade. Gak says, Alex, after months and many goofs, I finally passed my buffer on 2 funded accounts. All you, brother. No, it's not all me. It's all you, brother. All right. You're turning up daily. You're clicking the buttons. You're managing your risk. It's on you. It isn't on me. Make sure you celebrate that. Give yourself a pat on the back. Toast with your partner or friends or something tonight. Make sure you enjoy this moment and then stick to it. Is there a call wall at 30k? Not a very thick one. Let me just check in case they've shifted it. Give me a second. The next big ones, C2 is 970. C3 is 30,100. So they have shifted it a little bit. So hang on, let me just copy this and put it in because these have shifted by the looks of it. That updates it. There you go. There's C2, C3. Yeah, so there is a call up into it. Still looks good. A lot of buying here at 75s. We just held in front of 50s again. There's a bit of an unfinished auction there at 60s. There's a bit of a worry, but let's see if we can break out higher here. Still holding this, just trying to see how high we can go now. Here we go, new high day. Remember, this is the target. This is where we'd love to get. All the way up here if possible. $10K payout coming, learning here every day with Alex. Nice work, nice work. Love to see it, love to hear it. It's amazing. A lot of activity starting to take place up here from buyers. If they can't move it higher aggressively soon, I think there's a wash back down to value area high coming. Because they've got very, very, very aggressive up here at the highs. I'd say 72s. What's the delta there? 111 outlying at 72s at the moment. So we'd like price to get back above 72s and then lift if we're going to hold this runner. Here we go. Come on, lift it. Send it, mother cluckers. Go, 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 go. Please. We're looking for that previous week point of control. Anywhere up there. Anywhere from basically 930 and above, we're going to lock in. I want 72s or 70s to hold here on dips. I definitely now don't want it below 64s. There's an unfinished auction at 58. So I might even just protect a little bit more. Potentially get the Alex trade out of this, but I'm going to try and protect 50. What's this shelf here? I'm going to try and protect 51s now, folks. So my stop's moved up to 51s. I'm trailing now to see how high we can get. All right, so my stop's at 51s. I'm very aware I can get stopped out and it can come back up again, but I'm just going to protect my runners here. Remember, I'm looking for 930 to 960 to try and get some size off. Beautiful. So psychological number here, 900. Big buyer at higher day here again. Leaving my stop at 50s for now. He's adding more size here at higher day. We want to fill this 100 lot at 900. That will mean a big 100 lot buyer, obviously, is going to have to come onto the tape. So we're going to have to see some very, very big aggression here to start moving. Oh, but Matt, what are you doing? What are you doing? Can I see you a bit more? There we go. No! Fuck is going on here? There we go. Here we go. Here we go. They're going to try and get to 900, and then hopefully we can get over that. So I'm starting to get close to locking in profits here, all the way up to 960. And we're starting to get frothy here. So really, I want 70s protected now. Now, they might need to drop it down to 60s, but I'd really like 70s protected. That's where the big buying came in. And they're bidding 80s right now, which is good. Why do I call it a psychological number? 900, whole number, mate. Any whole number, right? 29,900, 30,000, 28,000, 29,800. They're psychological numbers. The market loves to move to psychological numbers. $20-day MA. I've got a little bit higher here on the 20-day MA. Let me just show you. I've got a tiny bit higher here. 57s. All right, so we're through the 50, we're through the 5, but they're all stacked. Look, they're all stacked. I don't think it's any like particular thing. Like lower bowl to 20. All right, if we get above this, maybe we go upper bowl. I don't know. But we're coming into the edge here. Think about this grey box where we are, right? You expect sellers to defend that, right? We expect buyers to defend this. We expect sellers to defend that. We're coming into like profit-taking region. All right, that's the 60 retest. I need to focus, Alex. Focus. 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 So tapped into this LVN, protected the shelf. Everything still looks good. Still looking for up here. Stop still leaving it at 51s. I don't want to give too much back here. Big seller coming in here at 77s. And they might come and clean out this auction at 59s, which they haven't done yet. It's possible. It's definitely possible. Semi's going to come back to VWAPs here. So Semi's going to come and test 80s here by the looks of it. Don't be surprised if they drop it down to rescoop it. Right, this is why I'm going to stop out if we come into 50s. Because I don't want to give another like 40, 50 points back. I can always get back in, remember. Just playing with the runners here. So I might get the Alex trade here. It's right on me. It's literally on me at this LVN. Is he going to keep me in? Is he going to do the Alex trade? I'm on 50. He's out. Alex is out. Held on as long as I could. What's the bet that Alex trade comes now? I'd say probably quite high. I'd say probably quite high. And as long as they protect this, you can technically stay in it, but I didn't want to give too much back. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see this develop later. You certainly don't want it under here, though. Buyers need to protect this region now. This has to be protected. They've done a lot of hard work down here. They must protect it down here now. You want me to take a bathroom break? I can do that because I actually need it. I'll do a bathroom break. I'll be right back. All right, into that LVN. So this is the area that they've got to protect for you if you're going to look for any more upside, which they're trying to do. Okay, good hold there. Careful of the IB here on ES. You want this to reclaim IB. You don't want this to flush back down to VWAP. Semis look good. Software's still holding up. MAG is starting to pull back here a little bit. All right, MAG is starting to pull back here a little bit. But so far, this LVN's holding. You look good. I want to see these bids walk back up again for you guys now, really. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Yeah, these guys at 15 and 20 need to stop being idiots. They need to walk up now. Not attracting price lower. They need to come and just shove this up. ES dangling at IB. The danger here is if it loses IB, you get a VWAP and New York open flush. MAG is turning back inside. So again, here we go. So semis starting to come back in. MAG's coming back in. See, everything's peaked out a bit. So we were in a nice trend up. We're starting to see a bit of pressure, right? And these might want to retest some key levels here. Here we go. Good hold of LVN. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe ES can start holding IB and you can get new highs here, hopefully. Remember, your targets are still up here. This is the all the time you're over. We're not talking about any shorts. All the time that you're over value, then we're looking for pushes higher. We're looking for traps into LVNs, shorts to get trapped into LVNs to push higher. So the only thing we're interested in right now are drives higher. I was trying to move up to 45s here. I'd like to see them support the bid at 55s, really. Is the 250 down on your daily chart SMA or EMA? SMA, right? On daily charts, I use SMAs. On lower time frame charts, I use EMAs. What settings are on your volume dots? On Bookmap, nothing changes. It's all delta. There's no like minimum or maximum. On Spectra, I use 50. 50 in a single order. You want a 2-leg pullback. You might get it. You might get lucky. If it reclaims this shelf, you won't get it, though. So you're looking for that. The thing is, if it reclaims this, they're just going to do that move there. If you're lucky, you get that, and then you go again. Alex, quick one. With the markets closed, how would you go about creating your thesis for Globex session? What do you mean in that hour that is closed? Well, same thing that we've done for this. Nothing would change, right? So it'd be exactly the same thing. So let's look at Globex overnight. we would look at the current week developing. Globex failed value area low from yesterday. All right, so you're looking for sells. We come into a high volume node. Once they bid that and trap, what they're going to do, they're going to retest value area low. They retest value area low. Once they reclaimed value area low, what they're going to do, they're going to come into the LVN. They push into the LVN. What happened? Sellers are there. Surprise, surprise. It's a resistance point. They come back under previous day value area low. What are you looking now for? Sells back down to the low of day. Oh, sells back down to the low. What happens then? Fail to break lower, reclaim, hold. Where are we going to go? Oh, previous day value area low. What happens then? Squeeze. Okay, they triggered a squeeze. You get a runner this time through. Lucky for you. Then you go into consolidation. All right. And then you're just waiting for which direction we break. We break on CPI. Nothing changes, folks. It doesn't matter what session you're in. Does not matter what session you're in. All right, who asked for the two-leg pullback? Here it comes. Now, it has to hold here for you. You do not want to start losing sort of 90s here. If you start losing 90s, you're going to be in trouble. But if you can hold pullbacks into 90s, you might be all right. Just be careful. You're seeing relative weakness in ES. ES has just done IB to VWAP move. Semis are coming back down towards VWAPs. Software is still holding previous day high, can afford to come back down to IBH. MAG looks like it wants to come back down for a VWAP test. So I'd be very careful here. If they're not willing to hold around these 90s, you squeaky bum time for a flush. Right? They've got to be willing to bid here in front of this. Otherwise, they can be nasty with it. So IB to VWAP ES already taking place. It's already happened. Back to its New York Open. So the bid has to develop here at 90s for you. If it can't develop here, it looks good so far. Sellers getting a little bit caught into 800. You need to see a bid develop here at 90s. If they can't develop the bid at 90s, they can go back into a rotation again. You don't want to really trade the rotation. Big buyer stepping in here. This is not what you want to see right now. You do not want to see a big market buyer here. It's quite literally the opposite. Okay, they're trying to hold 800. I think you might need to like run a few stops underneath first, but we'll see. ES finding a bid. And it's New York Open. Semi's finding a bid at VWAP. So 90's held there. It's a good sign. There's your reclaim. And you have an unfinished auction at 62s it can go aggressively for. So this is setting up a little bit better for you now. Surprised they didn't dunk it a little bit deeper there, but it looks good. Holding value. This is your shelf. This now becomes important, right? So if you did bid that at 90s, right, you need this now, right? You need to get through here. This is where the buyers are stuck. Are you guys learning? Does it make sense to you what I'm talking about? That's literally the most important thing is, does it make sense? What would perk my interest? I'm kind of like, I lack interest now, more about the time, because even if I get in this trade now, I'm solo dad this week, doggy dad, right? My wife is away on business, so I have to leave here in 15 minutes no matter what. Otherwise, my dog is going to piss and shit in my flat. So the reason I'm not interested is not to do with the trade. It's more to do that I won't be able to manage it. It's not to do with the setup. We talked about that. Someone asked for the two leg and I said, yeah, hopefully you're going to need it to reject this shelf. You got the rejection. There's your two leg, right? There's your dip. Now, if they hold this, there's your push. And also a high low here. You can see a multi-leg kind of quasi come to take effect. Remember, your targets remain up here, right? Everything remains up here. We're not talking about sells. We have no interest in sells. We don't even have an interest in rotation. We are just looking, look at this shelf, okay? We just want buyers to protect that for this move. That's all we want to see. We're not interested in any other. Well, you might be. Alex is not interested in any other trade taking place. What kind of dog? She's a rescue. She's a proper mutt. She's like 58% pit bull, and then she's lab, border collie, and German shepherd, and a bit of super mastiff is called. Oh, rescue dogs are the best. I don't think I'd ever get any other type of dog now. There's just so many that need rescuing, and they're just the best. They are the best. Yeah, Luna is her name. All right, so up into this shelf, and you want to see all pullbacks hold, and you want to see a breakover. You're seeing a big seller coming here at 38s, right? You get through him, he's going to start to get uncomfortable. You start basing above 63, you're going to start getting the buyers a bit more comfortable. The last big seller at the high was 77s. High of day auction, the last big buyer was 87s. You're looking good here, guys. This is everything you'd want to see, what's starting to happen. Mutts are the healthiest. Well, she didn't have an easy start to life. She's had, since I've had her, she's had 2 full knee reconstructions. So. Here we go. Yeah, she's very smart. She's very attentive as well. Just keep your eye here on the rotations, though. The only thing that's slightly concerning me is this. Right, software and semis trying to lift. Mag, downside pressure right now. Think about this. Mag's your white line, downside pressure. Software trying to find a bid. Semis trying to do that move, which is good. It's what we want to see on semis. This is your VWAP on semis. You got to get through this. You got to lift over 60s and start the base. And then you got a shot. You have a shot if it does that. I would say if you did get long at those lows, like just put your stop in the money. Put your stop in the money. You don't want to give back on a nasty snap into lunch. What is MAG? MAG 7. The MAG 7. The Magnificent 7. Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, Tesla. All right. The biggest stocks in the world. They're worth 60+% of the NQ. Right. So we watch them and we watch semiconductors. If those two work in unison, if they're both in a bid up environment, then we want to be bid up in the Qs, right? If they're in a sell environment, selling pops, then we want to be selling the Qs. If they're in a divergent environment, then we probably go into a range. Yes, getting stuck at IB there. I'm going to have to get out of here in 10 minutes, folks, just so you know. Right, you need a higher low here. You need this to absorb, really. Just remember, you got lunch. 10 minutes, folks. You have lunch in 10 minutes. There's definitely... Where are my bubbles? I'm going to do my bubbles. There's buyers caught up here for now. There's some sort of guys scattered around here. And then you have one down here, which is kind of bizarre. which I don't like. That's why I said I'm surprised they didn't sweep him out. And then sell side, you have a guy who lent here. And you have another one here. Right, this is still the shelf. Semi's coming back to view up. That 180 is your over under. If they hold 180, they can afford, I tell you what, semis can afford a dip to 77.5 and then reclaim 180 and go if they want to do that. Mag is slowly dripping down towards its VWAP and its pre-market kind of shelf. Right, so what I'll be watching here, if you're going to time this, if you're going to sit around over lunch, this is what I'll be looking for. Right, will the mag find a bid here? Right, does mag want to bid out of that? Right, and at the same time, the semis want to find a bid here. Right, it should look like that, right? Does semis want to do that? They got to hold this bid. We don't really, it doesn't really matter what this does at this point. You know, if this sells off and they bid semis, it's all right. But if we go into multi-sell, right? If these all start dropping together, which we're starting to see, look at this: semis, software, mag, right? Struggling to find the bid, but they each have some support levels to come back in and try and bid off at the moment. So this is what I'm saying. Like, are they willing to do it? Am I on the right chart? No, I'm not. Right, this is your 90s. They have to hold this. If you don't hold 90s, you don't want to even consider longs. Oh. Oh yeah, you wanted me to check the Bookmap price. Hang on. Can't even authenticate me at the moment, mate. I don't know what they've done to my I don't know what they've done to my account. Hopefully it still works for you lot. Try again on this site. Okay, I'm in. That's a good start. Let me just email her. FZT should get you a discount. I just can't see where it says what it is for you at the moment. Can't see it. I don't know why. I think something happened last night when they changed the account. I'm going to email her now. And see if I can sort something out. I've emailed her, so I'll post it. If it's changed and they come back, I'll post it. No worries, no worries. Yeah, sorry about that. If you'd asked me yesterday, I would have been able to tell you, but they, I don't know what happened. They saw that video I did last night, so they offered me like a nice little bit of money off, and then they deleted my account, and it looks like the codes might have got deleted, and maybe my whole profile has been deleted. So I've just messaged them, because if you were here this morning when I logged in, I didn't have Bookmap at all. They've removed it from me. All right, coming up to 9 o'clock. You're starting to rotate this shelf. I would lose interest in this right now. The problem that you now have, all right, is you're back inside initial balance. You are back under current week value area high. You are in a high volume node. All right, if they lose this, they come down to here. You've got VWAPs to attack. If they want to rotate this whole thing back down, they can. It's possible. It's absolutely possible. We got very close to targets. Like I said, I was telling you where I was moving my stop to based on these guys starting to get stuck. All right, this is exactly the same as the Bookmap video I did last night. If you haven't watched it, go on my YouTube. I did a Bookmap when I talk about seeing absorption, seeing where trends might change, right? It's exactly the same, all right? These players got very aggressive at the highs. You remember the first one I said was 50s, and then after I think we said 74s, and then the high of day. Once we lost those, these players are now stuck, and we start to rotate lower because we're going to use their pain point to move lower. I'm not interested in the lower prices today, but the pullback has started because of that. I can show you on Bookmap as well to make it easier for you guys, because I think some of you are trying to learn this as we go. You gonna let me show them Bookmap, or are you just going to be a pain today? Here we go. Let me. What the bloody hell's going on here? What are these lines? Okay. This auction at the high. Think about this. Think about the video I showed you yesterday. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. Think about what happens here. All right. We go from acceleration. All right, look at this buyer. 270 lot. They absorb the seller. They have another go. Breakout buyers come in. 50 lot, 126 lot, 113 lot, 115 lot, 171 lot. Okay, so we've got, probably two, let's call it 300, 350, 400, 450, 460, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You've got 900 aggressive buyers in here. Right? And once these aggressive buyers don't get their way into this 900, there was 100 lot there, and we start to break down, where's their pain point going to be? Well, if you'd put your stop here, which they probably would, right, then we start to drift lower. They have one more attempt here at reclaiming. They fail. We've moved lower. Okay, where are we going to test? This seller, right? We're going to test this seller. Now, if this seller gets out break even, we'll probably pop up and we test this buyer at 800. And if he gets out break even, we come back down and test the seller. We go ping pong 800 to 750. If we reclaim 800, then we try and get back inside this range, right, into sort of 25 to 37 range. If we lose this seller, where are we going to come? Next pivot, all right, down here, right? This is how an auction works live. I would advise you go and watch the video I made last night. It's a very, very simple way of understanding how you can see the end of the auction. We do not like buying at high of day when we're seeing very, very aggressive buyers where price stops moving aggressively higher. The same way as you do not sell low of day when you see very, very aggressive sellers and price fails to move lower. This is exactly the opposite of what I just drew out. Aggressive selling, right? Very aggressive selling. Does price move lower? No. What do we have here? Oh, someone willing to soak. Underneath, someone willing to soak. Response, all right? Think about this. Spring, response, sign of strength. Sellers try last time, and then they start covering. Market buyers, upside lift. Yeah? Same story. It's literally the same story every single day. That's how an auction works. That will never, ever, ever change. Last week, you would have seen me miss a trade to the upside because I said the low of day auction looked bad because we had a huge buy down here because we would normally see this. And I said to you, I'm happy missing it. I don't care. I'll stick to my rules. All right, folks. Nice work today. We had to work for it a little bit, but we got there in the end. Yeah, super good vibes today, man. This is so much better in chat today. Thank you for being so positive. Do we have... I didn't even check the... how many people have hit that like button today. Did we make it? Did we get up there? Did we at least get to 1,000? Well, guys. Getting worse and worse every single day. Let's just like smash the like button now. Get me to 1,000. I'll give you a Apex account away. All right. So just smash the like buttons on stream. Get me to 1,000. I'll give you an Apex account. At least 600 of you haven't hit it. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes to do that. It shouldn't take you long. The thumbs up button. That's all you got to hit under the stream. The thumbs up button. Just smack it. Once we do that, we can do a giveaway. Not the heart button in chat. The thumbs up button under the stream. Almost there, guys. Nice work. Almost there. Need another 11 of you, and then we've done it. Look what happens. It's so good once you hit the thumbs up button. 11 more of you. There we go. Nice work. Thank you. I appreciate you guys doing that. It helps me, helps the algorithm. Right. You know the score. Just type it once in chat. FZT, you only need to type it once. Right? Please don't spam the chat. It only pulls you out. Type it once. I'll give it a minute, and then I'll pull a winner. If we can get in the habit of doing that every day, it makes life a lot easier for me. Oh, had someone view my house today. Oh, let's hope we get an offer. All right, let's pull this winner. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You shot nobody. Are you here? You shot nobody. I guess it's better than you shot somebody. Are you here? You shot nobody. Let me know you're here in chat. Nice. Every day. Every damn day. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. All right. You know the score then if you're here every day. info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube so I know it's you. I've made a note of your name. I will sort you out with a code for a free Apex account. All right, team. That's it. Job done. We got the move we wanted. I'll just set you up for the afternoon. There's 2 plays here the afternoon. Either there's a clear rejection up here and we go into a rotational move. I would not be interested in that. If we come up here and we reclaim, all right, especially if we've trapped significant selling down here and we hold, maybe I'm interested in having another go at the highs. At the moment, I can't really do anything because I've got to go and walk Luna, and then I've probably got to get a gym workout in before I get a dad bod. And I will see all of you tomorrow. Okay, let's bring this same energy tomorrow. It's so much nicer for me when it's this energy. All right, it's great. We trade well together. Then some of you caught. Let's see how big a trade some of you caught today. If you had another nibble at that, we had multiple 100-point trades. But if you took that today, you caught another 200 points. I was a little bit later to the game. I think we were in here, or was it here? It was one of these big bullish moves. I think it might have been in here, this one round, and then an add. So we got 100 points there, and we got another 100 points in this one as well, over 100 points in this. So, you know, over 250 point day, it's not bad. We'll take it, right? For a market in range rotation, we'll take it. Peace and love, everyone. See you tomorrow morning. Use hard stops, please. Please, please, please use hard stops in this market, okay? You don't know when he's going to tweet, when Iran are going to say something. We have absolutely no idea. And just as a reminder for those of you who are hanging around into close, we are into earnings season, all right? Expect the options chain to start getting wonky. It's banks first, and then we're going to get some semis tonight. No, Wednesday night, Thursday, Netflix Thursday, and then into the mag next week, all right? So be careful, all right? Be careful with your position sizing. Peace and love, everyone. Trade safe, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.